Alright, so I got it all fixed. We're going to start the recovery on this computer, and let's just hope it works. So I'm gonna push the button, and I'm gonna hold Alt and push F10, and spam F10. I have to have 2 fingers for this, but I do know the password, so it was pretty easy to remember. Alright, starting Acer e-recovery. I just hope the password is accepted. I mean, it should. It took a bit of effort to get the password, but I got it, so. I never knew that you could put a password on the recovery. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of anyone that's done that. Like, it was a shock to me, because, like, I didn't expect to hear something like that, to be honest. Like, it wasn't something that crossed my mind. And we're not getting any errors, so that's good. So, this is what it says. And as you can see, restore system to factory default, restore system from CD, DVD, or exit. And those are the options we get. Which, I'm actually gonna take a picture of this because I might use this for a thumbnail, so just hold on. Alright, so we are going to restore to factory default. It will ask for the password, but we know the password, so it's not a big deal. So, enter the password. Let me enter it. Enter. Please work. It worked. Yes! Okay, this is awesome. This is good news. So, restore to factory default. When reinstalling, all data on C drive will be overwritten. Recovery will require plenty of power, so plug in the AC cord. So hard drives are attached, detach them, or click cancel to exit and restart process. Okay, so we're gonna click OK. And it's already restoring. Wow, that was easy. I wonder if it's gonna delete that, like, data partition. We'll see. But you could see that the system is now restoring, so I'm so glad that we actually were able to do that. So, yay. I will say one thing though about this computer. I find it interesting how it basically is using the Windows XP recovery environment, but it's Vista. And it does have a Vista sticker. I find that a bit weird. Imagine it restores XP. I mean, I doubt it, but the hard drive is good, so we shouldn't have any issue here. So I'm gonna let it completely restore. It's gonna take a little bit of time. I'll record more when it gets to the end. I'll record again and show you guys what it's doing. But this is awesome. It's fun I'm doing this. I haven't really restored a Vista system, so this is really cool. Anyways, I'm gonna let this restore. So it says it's copying files now, so it got to the end and then it started saying this, so I'm gonna let this copy its files. I don't know what else it's gonna do. So guys, it finished. It didn't take much longer after it showed that copying files, so let's see. I forgot I had the mouse. Let's see what it does. I cannot wait to see this. This is going to be very exciting. I'm hearing that sound again. But I know the hard drive isn't failing. This should also boot a lot faster. Hopefully. So we got the booting screen. I've never restored a Vista computer. I mean, actually, I did restore one, technically. The E-Machine used to have the install. I don't know why I never made a computer adventure on it. I should have. It would have been fun, but I never made one. And I lost the recovery at one point, which is unfortunate. Please wait a moment while Windows prepares to start for the first time. I wonder which Windows Vista, if it's gonna be like SP0, SP1, SP2. I know it had SP2 before, but it was updated. I don't know if this is gonna come with SP2, although that would make it a lot easier in updating it if it already had SP2 installed. I'm debating whether I should hook it up to a capture card for the rest of the video, because it would make it a lot easier. Which is what I might end up doing for the rest of it, so I don't have to use my phone camera. I think that would be a much better option. I'm probably going to actually do that. Because my phone videos take a lot of space. And also, I already showed the computer. So I think for when I'm doing things on it, it would make it much easier to show it through a capture card. So that's probably what I'm going to do. But I do remember all my computer adventures, I never used a capture card. Let's see if the mouse works. It does work. So maybe something was wrong with that Windows Vista installation. Because the mouse is working. And now it's saying, please wait. I don't know what it's doing. I guess we're gonna find out. I don't think I'll probably, like, do a ton of stuff tonight. Just look around, and then tomorrow I can start by, like, updating it and stuff like that. So now it's showing a black screen with the cursor on it. I'm just waiting. And it just restarted. So let's see what the system does. I have not seen an Acer Vista install before, so this will be interesting. And I might start doing more computer adventures. If you guys have any ideas for computer adventures you guys want to see, just leave a comment below and I'll consider doing that idea. Although I feel like this one's going to be interesting because it actually had the factory recovery on it. And I don't have the factory recovery for every system. I've never even seen this recovery myself. This is the first time I've even seen it. So this is like really interesting because I've never even seen this recovery before. It's new to me as well. And there we are. So it's got the Windows Vista Acer. So let's go through the setup. I accept. Type username. I am going to type my name, because why not? And I'll put the cat photo, because I like cat. I don't want to name it that. What should we name it? Well, it's an Aspire. You can see it's an Aspire 9410Z. So, might just call it Aspire-9410Z. Just like that. Might as well, right? So, they got different backgrounds. Is this like custom? Oh, it is. Now I'm gonna go with a more colorful Acer one to make it more OEM. Well, do ask me later on the updates for now, but we will get those updates done. Alright. Let's go through this. I actually like that background, to be honest. I'm probably gonna keep it on the OEM background. I want to check what service pack this is when we get to a desktop, hopefully. If this already has SP2, that'll be very nice. If not, we're gonna have to go grab the service pack files. That'll be fun. Please wait while Windows checks your computer's performance. Okay. So now it's just doing like the Windows Experience Index thing. So I'm gonna let it do its thing. So it went to preparing your desktop. I didn't catch it in time, but it played the startup sound and stuff. But we'll see that plenty of times in the video. But I'm gonna let this load the desktop and we're gonna see what it looks like. What is that? Set model information. Install VC. What is it doing? Does it talk about the VC runtimes? Maybe. I've never seen this. This is really interesting. So I guess it's doing things after setup now. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Alright guys, it's the moment of truth. And we're in. Whoa. This is an interesting OEM. Norton, oh wow, it has Norton on this too. I wonder if it's the same Norton it comes with. No, this one's different. This one's Norton Internet Security. What is that? NTI CD and DVD maker. cycle bin. We gotta play some games on it. We got the Acer Arcade, Adobe Reader, Cyberlink, the Empowering Technology, Norton Internet Security, and this DVD thing. Acer launched to application. Thank you for choosing this. What was that? Oh, it's doing something. It's installing things. I wish I had that on recording because it like flashed a CMD or something, but I couldn't get it all on recording, unfortunately. So it's not entirely done. I can't even move this. It doesn't let you. What in the world? I will close that out. We can't move this. It doesn't let you move it, so. But you can see that it's installing, installing modem driver. I have not seen an OEM like this in a while. I will say this, I actually want to check if that data drive is still there. It is still there. Did it not erase it? I'm curious to know, did Acer make it like this, or did the previous owner put the data drive there? Like, did they like shrink the drive and put that there? Okay, cool. It's gonna reboot. Very cool. Yeah, let's let it reboot. Windows is configuring updates. That's very descriptive. Wow, Vista is very descriptive. That's all you gotta know, is that it's just configuring updates. I'll let it configure its updates, I guess. Well, there's the startup sound. It might have been cut off, but it's loading back up again. It's probably gonna install more things if I had to guess, but we're gonna find out, and we're gonna see if those CMDs flash again. Because they started like flashing like crazy. Let's see what happens. The mouse is a little bit freaking out. So we got our welcome screen. And the widget's loading. I'll close the welcome screen out. And let's see what happens. I do like this background though. It's very colorful for being an OEM background. I like it. And there we go. It's installing more things. And then that thing came up. That's cool. It's just reinstalling all the Acer stuff from the looks of it. This is similar to when I restored the Acer Windows 7 install on that Windows 7 Acer system I have. I think that might be on the OEM install because I think I restored it, and looking back from what I remember, I haven't touched it since. But it's probably sitting on the OEM install, I think. I don't think I've messed with it. Acer does have a bit of bloat, but I've seen worse. I've definitely seen worse. Like, if you look at HP, for example, they have so much bloat. Also, I think I already had said this when I made the looking back for my HP Envy, but I found an image online that was pretty much for it, but it wasn't the exact model, but it was for the model that just had more RAM in it. And I couldn't get it to restore because they check the model and all that, and HP has some kind of protection that prevents you from restoring it. If you guys have any way I could get around that and restore the image, that would be great. Anything I tried didn't work. So if you guys have any ideas on what I could maybe do to get that to restore, that'd be great, because I'd love to restore that image on it. Because then I would pretty much have what it was like at the factory. So it would be very interesting. Oh no, is that Norton? Oh no, not Norton. It's installing a lot of stuff. The only bad thing is that when you reinstall these, you have to like wait for it to install software before you can do anything. I remember having to reset my Acer back then a lot, and then I had to wait hours for updates to install. I'm not going to start the updates tonight though, because I am going to have to like do the stuff to fix updates and all that. And I will have to get an Ethernet cable because I can't connect Vista to my Wi-Fi. I mean, I could try to connect it, but I doubt it's gonna connect. It might, but highly doubt it. There's some sort of security thing that prevents it from connecting, which I get it because Vista isn't very secure anymore, and neither is XP. They were good operating systems. I grew up with XP. I didn't really use Vista at all. Like, it was around, but like, we still had XP. And I didn't really mess with Vista until I got that e-machines, which I no longer have, but I did get that back in 2014, and I did restore the image on it. I wish I had recorded a video on that, but I did not. And I wish I did, because it would have made a great computer adventure, but I didn't think about it at the time, I guess. I don't know, I just never did it, and I don't know why. But I wish I did, because if I did, it would have been really cool. So I could have been able to look back at that. But, you know, at least I have another Vista era system that had the recovery on it that I could do this on, which is this one. And this might be better than that system. I don't think that system could support 64-bit either, though. It was not a very good system, and I got rid of it because it was taking up too much space, and I just couldn't have it anymore. So that's why I don't have it. But it was decent. So it's still installing things. It's taken a bit of time. I want to show everything it installs, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that because the video is already... I don't even know how long this adventure is, actually. Probably 30 to 40 minutes. Probably longer. I don't even know. Maybe close to an hour, I'd say. I'm not sure how long this adventure is going to be yet. Probably a bit over an hour if I had to guess. I will hook up a capture card though, probably when I do the next portion of the video. I think I should just hook up a capture device. But while it's doing that, it's nice and clean looking. It's still installing things. It does look nice though. Does have wireless drivers, I think, but it's not a good idea if I connect it. Connect to a network, let's see what happens. I'm not gonna connect it, I just want to see what happens. We have Norton. It's not doing anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this do its thing. It's obviously doing stuff. So it moved on, it's installing another one now, and I think it's installing even more. But you guys can see we are getting close to finishing this installation with all the applications. So afterwards we'll go through the applications and stuff, and then tomorrow I'll probably start the process of trying to get Vista up to date and get some apps installed maybe. Oh, it moved on to another one. Or maybe the Wi-Fi wasn't enabled then, because it said enable WLAN. System config, because it never opened that menu. Oh, it's gonna restart. Oh, there it is. There was the menu. That's funny, I was zoomed in. Okay, cool. So it is restarting. I think it's done, meaning that once it loads, we'll actually see what it does. So guys, it says welcome. So it's loading. And I will say that it seems a lot faster after this, probably because all that junk got cleaned out. There's not a ton of things running, there's not a ton of files on it, because before there was like 1 gig free, and it was a mess. I have no idea what this is going to look like. If it's going to look the same or if it's going to say something else. Because now we're at a screen with just a mouse pointer. Oh, it's doing something. Let's see if we can get it on camera this time. What it does. It's just blinking. I don't think it did anything. And we're just back at the desktop and it's loading. Let's see, oh boy. So you guys can see that it has been reset, except this data is still here. And there's still stuff on this, which I'll end up having to erase, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. And this thing is still here. Acer product registration. Oh no. Oh god. Now that's popping up again. Do we have to? Cancel. Exit. Because we don't need to register. This product is old. In fact, let's actually see what service pack we got. Hopefully nothing too bad. It doesn't even say. And you guys know what that means. This is probably SP0. Because it doesn't have a service pack listed. So we do have activation, because obviously this is an OEM install. We got the branding. The branding is there. But you guys can see that, like, that's all there and everything, except we don't have a service pack listed. But another way we can tell is by opening command prompt. And you can see, yeah, 6.0.6000. So this is SP0. That's fun. I didn't expect it to be SP0, to be honest, because it was on SP2 before we did this, but I guess they updated it. But there's our new system info. You guys could see it's kind of blurry. Maybe my camera's a bit dirty. Hold on. It might be a bit better. But yeah, only 16 updates. And we got the new install date. I think it's because it's more blurry when you're close up for some reason. So if we open up our, let's open up our start menu and see what's in here. So all that stuff. We'll go in more detail tomorrow with it. But if I open up the control panel, and then I open up the uninstall programs, there's a lot less compared to before. That's all that's here. That actually isn't, I mean, it's kind of a lot, but like, I mean, the bloatware on Acer isn't as bad compared to HP. And I know HP has a lot of bloat. There's probably others that are worse too. Leave in the comments below which OEM do you think has the worst bloatware? Do you think it's HP, Dell, Acer, etc.? I'd like to know you guys' opinion on that. But this has been nice to look at. And it brings back memories, and I'm sure for some people that grew up with Vista, that battery's dead, that's for sure. I doubt this will even connect, but like, I'm not gonna try. I mean, I'll try the guest network. Let's try the guest network. I doubt it's gonna work. Probably because Vista can't connect to the internet, but I know the password on hand. I have it memorized, so that's why I'm able to try it right now compared to the other ones. And this one's also a more secure network because it can't contact any computers on the network. What? It connected? No way. No way. There's no way that worked. I could never connect Vista or XP to my network before. and it worked. Then again, this is a guest network, even though it has a password, maybe it's different now. Because I did redo it, so maybe that had a difference, but wow. That actually worked. Let's see if it actually gets on the internet. Oh, go away, go away. We'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. Our engineers are working quickly to resolve the issue. What? What in the world is this? Sure, display the blocked content. I guess we don't have to use Ethernet after all. That's really funny. Actually, before we close out, let's try to go to, like, Google and see if it loads. Problem with the certificate. Continue to the site anyway. And it loads. So we do have an internet connection. That's actually surprising. I didn't think that would work, but it did. I know this is probably not going to work, but let's just check Windows Update. Program update. What in the world is that? So updates obviously aren't being automatically installed. I'm gonna have it check, but have me download them, so when I do fix it, it lets me click the ones, because I probably want to do it in batches, just to be safe. Sure, include recommended updates. I doubt this is even gonna work. It's probably gonna throw up an error. Yep, it threw up an error. Which, I made a video on how to fix this in Vista, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow. And we're going to get updates working on this again. And we're going to try and get the system fully up to date. So that's my plan for tomorrow. I'm going to stop it here from now. It's kind of late. And I want to lay down. So I am going to stop the video tonight. But we're going to resume this tomorrow. And this is actually really cool. And I'm excited for this. I'll probably put it to sleep. But I'm going to stop the video here. And you guys will see the system tomorrow. Alright, so we are back the next day, and I have this hooked up to a capture card. I powered it up. I have all the updates we're going to need to install on a USB that I'm going to copy the stuff over from. But it's already talking about Norton. No, don't remind me again. And I don't know why it's asking for a location, but sure, home network. Oh wow, UAC, yeah. Cool. So let's close this out and let's actually take a look at the programs because, you know, why not? So uninstall a program and we'll see everything installed. I will say the computer has definitely gotten much faster. I know I showed this yesterday, but this is just on the capture card. We'll go through and uninstall this stuff soon, but I want to get the system, like, fully up to date and stuff. Uh-oh. Please, do not tell me to format my USB, because I will not. I'm scared to click it. Come on! Why? Why is it not reading my USB? Are you serious? It does not like my flash drive. I'm not surprised. I think it's because it's exFAT, and I don't think Vista likes that. I know XP doesn't, but I don't think Vista likes it either, so that's kind of a problem. I'm gonna have to plug this in my computer and put the files on a different USB because I don't think Vista can read that, so oops. Alright, so I grabbed another USB and I copied the Vista updates to it, and so now we're going to get them on the system. This might take a bit of time to copy over all of it because it's 788 megabytes. So I'm going to let this copy over. So we copied our updates over. I can actually probably take this USB out now since we copied everything we need from it. So let me eject the USB. It's so weird to eject on this. I don't think it matters which one you do. I always do the one that has the drive letter. Cool. Unplug it. And I have SP1 and SP2, as well as the updates to get Windows Update to work afterwards. Now we have to install the service packs first. And you're probably wondering, why can't I just install SP2? And why do I have to install both SP1 and SP2? Well, with Vista, if I try to install SP2, it's gonna say I need SP1. And I will show you guys that. So if I launch the update for SP2, which I actually don't even know which one it is, probably this one. If I launch the SP2 installer, I guarantee you it's gonna say we need SP1. So I'm gonna show you guys that, because I remember doing that in the past. So wait, what? Is it letting us install SP2 and we don't even have SP1 installed? Okay, I sworn that when I did this before, it was like, you need SP1. But now it's just working. Okay, maybe I was like thinking something else. Or maybe it just hasn't asked yet. Let's hit next. No way. Never mind. You need to install Windows Vista Service Pack 1 before continuing. You need to install Vista Service Pack 1, restart this installation. Go online to install Service Pack 1, but I'm sure the download's gotten taken down, but it's fine, because we have it right here. That's funny. So, yeah, you need to have SP1 before you can do SP2. Also, the mouse is being a bit weird, so let me actually, I need a mouse pad, but I can't really get one at this moment, because the computer is on top of it, but I accept, install it, yes. This will take an hour or more. Oh no. So let's just click install, and we are going to let this install. This might take some time, but after we install Service Pack 1, we should be able to install Service Pack 2, and then after that, we're going to install the other updates, and we're probably going to get over 200 updates on Windows Vista. And with how slow this computer is as far as specs and RAM and stuff, and the fact it's a hard drive, this will take definitely an hour or more, like it says. If this was a VM, a lot less time, but this is on actual hardware, so those estimates are accurate. So I will come back when this installation is done, so you guys don't have to sit through an entire Windows Vista SP1 installation, because yeah, that would be totally fun, right? Well, I'm gonna have to sit through it, but you guys won't, because you guys are lucky. So we will be back once this is at the end or something. Okay, I think it's restarting because it went away. Like, it closed. It got to the very end, it showed the bar at the end, and then it closed. So the system is probably restarting. Yep, I was correct. It's restarting. So this is the restart for Service Pack 1. It just says configuring updates. I think that's like an SP0 thing where it just says configuring updates and nothing else. So we're gonna let this do its thing, let it configure its updates. I did try to fix the screen resolution, but I can't seem to fix it. It's bugging out due to the laptop screen, and even when I close the lid, it is still like not changing properly, so I just decided to leave the resolution alone. I can't really make it much better. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but at least we'll be able to see it. So let's actually watch the boot up, but I will say this, I am glad that I got to do a computer adventure because I haven't done one of these in a long time. You know, it's been since 2018 since I've done a computer adventure, and I believe in those I had other people in them, but the ones before that, I just did them, and in my opinion, I felt like when I just did them, it was a little bit better because, you know, I did those so many years ago, and I really enjoyed messing with old computers. I really enjoyed working with them, and anytime I got a computer back then, I was super excited to mess with it right away. Meanwhile, this computer I've had sitting around for a couple months and haven't done anything with it until now. I mean, I did mess with it a little before, but like, I didn't do anything major, but now I did because I obviously restored the image for it, and I started working on it, and I'm making it an adventure now. And I'm gonna be honest, this was a interesting video. It's quite an adventure. I didn't expect there to be a recovery password. That was really interesting to me. And I had fun making this for sure. You can see we are configuring updates, so it's just finishing the service pack update. And when the service pack is done, we'll be able to install SP2, and we'll have to wait again, because I believe for this to work, we need to have all the service packs installed. It might work without it, but it's just better to just install the service packs first before we do anything. I already had the files downloaded, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So anyway, I'm gonna let this finish its service pack and I will record then. So guys, it got to multiple stages and then it rebooted and now it says installing service pack and it's on stage 1. So I guess it had to do other updates before it could do the service pack. So I'm going to let this do the service pack and return when it's done. Alright guys, so SP1 finally installed. I feel like it took like an hour, I don't know, maybe longer. But let's open up the properties so we can see. So Windows Vista Service Pack 1, like it had just finished, so that's awesome. And now we're going to install Service Pack 2. So we're gonna open up the folder with the updates and we're going to run the SP2 installer. So come on. And I did get a mouse pad so I can move the mouse better. Let's close this. So Vista Service Pack 2 contains all previously released Vista updates, enhances reliability and performance of Windows. Next. I accept. Next. Preparing your computer. So we're going to get Vista SP2 installed, which will probably take another hour. But I want to be able to get all the updates done tonight if I can. So that's why I'm going to be running through these updates. And service packs take quite a bit of time to install. So yeah, install Service Pack 2, save, close all programs, click install, installation take an hour or more, might restart several times. That is so true. So we are going to hit install, and now it's going to start installing SP2. It's probably going to do the same thing where, you know, it does this, it installs, it reboots, it does the stages like it did before, because that's what it did last time. And I believe it did other updates before, because it said configuring updates like stage 1 or 3 or something, when I was doing SP1, and after it got to stage 3, it rebooted, and then it said installing service pack stage 1. So it was pretty much doing that, and it had 3 stages for that as well, which obviously that took a lot longer. So maybe this just prepares it when it installs the service pack. Maybe it has to do other updates, because you can see it's installing another update first, and then it's probably going to start installing the actual service pack, which will then install other updates, because since they contain updates in them due to how large they are, you know, that's probably where a good majority of the size comes from, is that it installs a ton of updates. It's basically like a feature update for Windows, but it's not. Basically, you know how with also Windows 10, the enablement packages, like the feature update enablement packages, for example, 2004 to 20H2, 20H2 to 21H1, 21H1 to 21H2, and then it's going to be 21H2 to 22H2. So, yeah. It looks like it actually is downloading updates, so it is using the internet, and it is downloading updates, as you can see, because they're downloading a cab. And now it's installing the service pack. So I'm going to let this install, and when it reboots, I'll record again. Alright, so it just rebooted and it went straight to installing service pack stage 1 of 3, so I'm going to let this install. It's just going to go through the stages. I don't need to show the entire process. It's going to reboot a few times, so I'm going to let it do that. Alright, so it just finished like a few minutes ago, so we are going to work on this. Of course, Norton is popping up again. I don't want Norton, so get out of here, please. So Windows Vista Service Pack 2 is installed. So now that it's installed, we can actually install these updates and then run the wsus.reg, and then we should be able to update the system. So this is how you pretty much fix Vista updates. I did make a video on this. It's a lot faster than this one, obviously, because this is for a computer adventure. That other video was to help people fix the error if they got the error. So we're going to install these updates. So the update's installing. It's going to take a bit of time. So let's just let this install. Okay, it only took like, I literally stopped the recording like 5 seconds ago and it already made progress. These are small updates, so
Let's install this one now. When you move it around because you get bored by waiting. Alright, yes, I want to install this update. Now obviously Windows Vista is, you know, definitely out of date. At least we're getting this going. So we're going to install this update now. And I want you guys to know, what do you guys think of these computer adventures? Do you guys think I should do more computer adventures? Do you think I should, like, is there a certain computer you want to see? Because I definitely want to do more of these, because I do have fun making them. And these updates seem to be all installing successfully, which is a good thing. Because after we do this, we'll actually be able to update the computer. So we're installing the third one now. We're going to click OK, and it's going to start installing the update. And then after we get all the updates installed and we install that reg, we'll reboot it and we'll check Windows Update, and it'll probably throw us like 200 updates. And then we'd have to install 200 updates. But I might actually make it do less at once, because I notice when you do it all at once, it takes a while. So I might do less just so it doesn't take as long. So last update that we need to install manually. As you can see, searching for updates. Click OK, because we do want to install the update. So we're not going to reboot yet because I want to run this wcos.reg. So yes, we do want to add this. Click OK. Now we're going to reboot the system. I'm gonna let this do its updates and I will be back in a little while. Okay, so I'm back after a few minutes or so. This Norton thing's annoying me, so I think I'm just gonna uninstall it because I don't want this slowing the system down in any way. We probably will go through eventually and like uninstall the stuff we don't really need on here, but I definitely want to uninstall the Norton stuff because I don't want any of it on here. Because no thanks. We're not going to deal with Norton. Uninstall, please. We don't need Norton. Get out, Norton. No one cares about that. While that uninstalls, let's actually check the service pack. So now we're finally on service pack 2. And honestly, the system isn't bad. It's actually pretty fast, in my opinion. It seems to run well. I'm happy with the performance, especially for the CPU. And I will say that once we like deep load it, get it all updated and stuff, it'll probably be actually like a bit faster. Will I do anything with this computer? I don't know. Eventually I probably will get rid of it because I do plan on getting rid of more systems that I really don't need and more systems that just aren't worth it. I did want to make a video on this computer first, though. I'm not sure if or when I'm going to get rid of it, but probably eventually I will get rid of it, but I don't know when. But I'm actually going to let this uninstall before we do anything. Alright, so it finished uninstalling. We are going to have to reboot the computer, so we are going to reboot. And once it boots, Norton should be gone, and then we can actually run Windows updates on this, which will definitely take some time. Alright, it booted, so now we are going to check Windows Update. It already seems a lot faster, so we're going to check and see if this works. Check for updates. Let's see if this actually finds updates. So could tell it hasn't thrown an error right off the bat. There we go. To check for updates, you must first install an update for Windows Update. So yeah, an update for updates. Yes. So that's a good sign because we're seeing that it's definitely working. Because before we would just get an error immediately and it would not check at all. So this is a good sign that Windows updates are indeed functional. So my plan is to get Vista fully up to date to its last patches. I know there's ways to get even more updates on Vista. I need to figure that out. I don't know if I'll do it in this computer adventure though, because I can already tell you it's a very long as it is right now, and I don't want to make this like too long. Like yes, it's going to be over an hour, but I don't really want to make it 2 hours, even though it might be close to that already, because I'm actually not sure how long it is at the moment. I've just been recording videos not entirely keeping track of the length. So it opened back up after like a minute because it closed, and then it opened up again and it says checking for updates. So I'm gonna let this check. It'll probably take some time because I know after doing this, it does take a bit of time for Vista to find updates. I bet you it's gonna find 200. You know, let's just take a guess. 230 updates. I think that's what it's going to find. I could be right, I could be wrong, but let's see. So, am I right? Well, let's find out. Alright guys, so I was very close. It found 223 updates. I have to be quick because there's going to be some background noise. So I'm going to sort this by size. I don't know what those two are. I'm going to skip them for now. Now, the reason I'm doing a batch, even though Windows Vista doesn't have the problem, is because I don't want to do too many updates at once because it will take a while. And I've noticed with Windows Vista, if you do all 200 updates at once, they don't fail, but they just take an extremely long time to install. So I might install around 70, I'm thinking, is a good amount. So I'm just going to keep selecting up to like 70 updates and then have them download and then come back when it wants to reboot or whatever, if I'm able to record, because it might be a time where I'm unable to film. So I'm just going to keep selecting the updates. So 61, 62, I'm gonna select 70 updates. I think 70 is fine, and they're smaller updates. So we're gonna install 70 updates, which if I wanna scroll through and show you what the updates are, it unsorted them. Let me sort them again. Actually, I need to sort it this way. So I selected up to 70 updates, but these are like the updates it found. So I'm going to do the smaller updates first. So I'm gonna hit install updates, and I'm gonna let it install these 70 updates. You can tell it looks like the newer Windows update from like Windows 7, so it did get the newer Windows update agent. So anyway, I'm gonna let these download and install, and I will come back. Alright, so it finished the batch of updates earlier, but I wasn't here, but it did finish them. As you guys can see, it didn't even take long to install. It took like 15 to 20 minutes, it looks like. That's not bad, actually, for updates. Then again, these were smaller updates, so that's probably why they took less time. So yeah, this is actually going pretty well. I'm actually getting all the updates installed and everything. And it's configuring updates. It actually shows the stage on Vista, I think. So that's really cool. I wonder if it's only some updates or if it's all. But I'll let this update and come back. Alright, so it is back up. And we are going to do our favorite thing again, which is update the system, which is quite a pain because, you know, a lot of updates, especially because this was Service Pack 0 at first, and I didn't expect it to be Service Pack 0 because it was on SP2, but, you know, I guess I was wrong. I thought it would at least be SP1, but that was not the case. So we're going to sort by size again. We're going to uncheck all the updates. I'll do those other updates later. I'm worried about getting the security updates done, so let's just check all these updates. Check the updates, as you guys can see here. And this is a lot better that I have a capture card to do this, because it's definitely a lot better in this scenario. I might do 75 this time. So we're going to keep checking them. I see the message about no AV, which we know there's no AV because I uninstalled Norton, because who would want Norton on their computer? Certainly not me. So let's do 75. Or no, 76, that's fine, whatever. So install updates, and I'm going to let these updates install. So there we go. Alright, so it just finished the 76 updates, so we're going to reboot the system again. And after this, I'll go ahead and install, I think, the rest of the updates. And then afterwards, we'll check again, you know, and get the system fully up to date. So I'm going to, once again, allow the system to update. Yes, lots of updates. I remember back in those computer adventures with Windows XP, and having to do so many updates. I believe even in Windows 7 as well, because I think there were some 7 ones. Alright guys, so I'm back. I finished like a few minutes ago or so. However, I had to do something, so we are going to go back to Windows Update. Now we have 74 updates, as you guys can see here. And we're just going to go ahead and install all of these updates. So we're just going to leave it be those. So let's click OK, and then click Install. And now we're going to let these updates install, and then afterwards we'll be able to, reboot it, then check again, and yeah. Alright guys, so it took a bit of time. I had to do something as well, so it was done a little bit earlier, but we are going to restart the computer for these 74 updates, and once it reboots, we'll check it again and see what it finds, and then install more. And yes, I know there's a lot of updates to do in this, but I remember my old computer adventures, I did this as well, so if you guys remember those computer adventures, you probably remember me doing a ton of updates in them. I might actually re-watch one of those old ones. It's been a while, I don't even remember them, to be straight up honest. It's been so long ago. But we'll just let this update. Configuring updates, yeah, I think the stage thing still exists in Vista, so that's cool. So we are back once again, and we're just repeating this process for I don't even know how long. There's one update, and it's .NET Framework. Sure, after this we'll check for updates and see what it finds. Alright, so it finished. We're gonna click check for updates. I'm gonna let this check and I'm gonna go do something, and when I come back we'll see how many updates we have. Alright, so I am back and it has found 18 updates. So we're going to go ahead and install these 18 updates. So these are the updates right here. Wow, it says XP even, that's funny. I mean, this is for .NET, so that's probably why. It's gonna install Internet Explorer 9. Oh yeah, let's take a look at the old Internet Explorer on here before it updates, because it is never updated. Well, that's interesting. We'll be right back. That's really nice. I think we saw that in the video. So, about Internet Explorer. It is Internet Explorer 8. So, I think Vista came with it with 8. Might have been 7, I don't know. Might have updated. But we are going to install these updates, although I think Vista shipped with IE 8. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it did. Anyway, I'm going to let these install. Alright, so this finished a bit ago, so I'm going to reboot it. One update failed. I'm not sure why, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. It'll probably succeed later on. So I'm going to reboot it, and then we're going to check again afterwards and see what else we find. Yeah, I thought I clicked reboot. Okay, cool. That's nice. I think I clicked reboot. I think I did. It's not wanting to. Oh, okay. There it goes. Okay, hopefully we're getting close to being done with updates, because this is just taking me so long to do. And yeah, I just want to get this done, and then after they're all done, probably tomorrow, I'll remove some bloatware, look through it, see what apps we can install, and then I'll probably call it, because this video is probably really long already, but yeah. Alright guys, I'm really tired. What are these 2 updates? I'm like falling asleep trying to do this. Like, I'm actually that tired. I'm going to bed after this. I'll finish the rest tomorrow. This is my last batch. Like, I just can't. So, alright guys, so one of them failed again, probably the same one that failed before. I don't know why it's failing, but I am going to just reboot it. After this boots up, I'm just going to shut it down and we will look at it tomorrow. So that's it for today. Okay, so we are back the next morning and it's already asking us about a network for some reason. I don't know why. Select the location for the network. What? Like, this never popped up before. I don't know. You know, we'll just say it's a home network again. I don't know why it's popping this up. It's kind of weird, because it popped this up before, but I'm not going to question it. So, Going to close this out, and I did not want to go to IE. That was an accident. Go away. Wow, IE9 looks so old. You know, might as well go to the About because I accidentally clicked on it. It looks like that Yahoo page is gone. So, if I go to About Internet Explorer, yep, it is Internet Explorer 9, 2011. You know, in a way, I kind of liked Internet Explorer 9, like the look of it, because look at the, like, tabs. It has this, like, cool arrowish look to it, which I actually do like that, because I believe they got rid of that in IE 10 or 11. I think it was 10 that got rid of it. Why am I opening this folder? I need to move this. I don't even think I need this anymore, but I'll just put it there anyway. It says we're up to date, but I don't believe that, so we're going to click check for updates because, as we know with Windows, updates always bring more updates. Like when I do a clean install of like Windows 10, for example, I check for updates, it installs updates, I reboot it, I check again, and it finds more. Because it always finds like either .NET Framework updates, or because if it's an older version of 10, and there's servicing stacks that are required in order to install the cumulative update, so then I have to check again to install the cumulative update. I know that that exists for 1809, like if you install, like for example, 1809 LTSC, and you install updates and you reboot, it's still on the same dot number because it had to install some servicing stack to allow the cumulative update. So keep that in mind when you install Windows and you update it once. You've got to check again because a lot of the time it's going to find more updates. I know with Windows 10 you get like 2 to 3 batches, maybe even 4 sometimes. So I just check for updates, let them install, reboot, check again, let them install, repeat the process until I click check and it's like the system's up to date. Then I know for a fact, okay, the system's up to date, I'm good, I can start doing stuff. So then I start doing stuff, and that's pretty much how I do it. Now I can already tell you this video, looking at the footage, I have almost 2 hours I think, or possibly 2 hours, so I'm not going to make this too much longer. I'll probably just install a few basic things and then put the system away, honestly, because I can always mess with it at a later time. I don't know if I'll make another video on it. In the future I might end up getting rid of this computer because I have a lot of computers and some of the computers are not even good spec'd at all and they're not even good systems. I just have them. Like for example this one, I just have it, but it's not really a good system. I mean, it was given to me, but it's not a very good system at all. Like, based on the specs, it's just, no. Like, it's not good at all. And 2 gigs of RAM, yeah, it can be upgraded, but also 32-bit only CPU, not even worth it in my opinion. I'm mainly just messing with the system for fun, and that's literally the only purpose of it. I'm probably not going to keep the system though, but I did want to make a video on it before I got rid of it, so that way I at least got some use out of it before I get rid of it. And yeah, there might even be a time I get rid of that HP desktop because honestly, it's not in very good condition. The CMOS battery's bad, the power button's broken, there's a piece falling off inside the computer. It's just a complete mess if you saw that looking back. It was just not in the best condition in my opinion at all. I'm honestly surprised that computer still works because it's from like 2003 and it's just incredible how computers can last so long. So I will say that, but I'm gonna let this check for updates and stop rambling so that we can see what it finds. Well, this is something I haven't seen in a while, so I left it alone and I guess it hibernated and I saw that resuming Windows screen, and I have to say, that looks really nice. Like, they should have kept that. I really like that. But I'm back, and we have one update, it looks like. What is the update? Oh, it's the quality roll-up for .NET Framework. Well, is this the one that kept failing before? Please don't fail. I'm pretty sure this was like the update that was failing before, or it was like similar to it. I'm not exactly sure. But let's see if this fails to install. Hopefully it doesn't fail to install, but you know, we're gonna find out. So we're gonna let this install and hope it works. I had a feeling it was the update that failed because I saw it before and it failed again. So what is this error code? Error code 800B109? I don't know. Let's try it again. It's probably gonna fail again, but I'll try and figure this out later. Probably it's not the biggest deal. I don't know why it's failing to install, but I want to do other things with this computer. I want to see what software I could get on Vista and stuff like that. But I do have a class soon, so I might record that later tonight or whatever. I'm not sure yet, but I want to see what I can get on here. Although the adventure is really long, so I might not install a whole lot, honestly, for this one. I might not even at all. I'm not even sure yet. This update is probably going to fail again, so I'm going to come back later when I decide to do some more work on it. Alright guys, so I am back on October 10th, 2022, and I believe the last recording was like September 18th, 2022, so it's almost been a month since I've messed with this computer. Reason being is I got really busy with school after that, and I just didn't have time to pull the computer out. But now that I have time, and now that I mostly have the video edited, and I'm on part 2, and you guys are watching that right now, this is recorded after I edited all the other part. It's like an hour now, so we are back because I'm going to mess with it. Now, I did look up this Windows Update error code and I tried fixing it, but unfortunately, the reason this isn't working is because of Microsoft expiring SHA-1, and I think that's why the update will not install, because this error code is referring to a certificate. So, unfortunately, due to SHA-1 expiring, I believe that was like in May 2021 or something like that, I think that's why this update won't install. I heard there is a way to fix it on Vista. I'm gonna try and do that later, but I'm not going to do it in this video because I just, you know, it's already an hour and stuff like that, and I want to like show software, so that's the reason I'm not going to do it. However, I believe that is the cause to this issue, so unfortunately, due to that, I can't get this to update. I tried it a few times, I just can't get it to install, and it's just not working. So it's fine though, because I do know a fix, because a while back someone gave me like a patched update for Vista to allow SHA-2 or something like that. But we're gonna install MyPal, which this is a browser that is actually supported with Windows XP and Windows Vista. It's like one of the only supported browsers that I could find. So we're gonna try this and we're going to see how this runs on Windows Vista, and from there we might look up some software that might work on Vista and install some old programs. I'm not gonna make the rest of this video that long though, because, you know, it's already long, and I will say thank you guys for watching these adventures, because I'm gonna be honest, after editing the first adventure and pretty much all the second one, I really enjoy it, and I really think it's a good one this time, and one of the best adventures I've done in a while. I think they're even better than the 2018 adventures. Leave a comment below if you think that, but I personally think that. Now this is weird because it's like all in a folder for some reason. I don't know why that is, but I mean, I guess it'll work, right? Might as well run this. So let's see if this actually runs and works. Hopefully I downloaded the right one. I downloaded it from their website, hoping this isn't like malicious or anything, like the wrong download, I mean. I know MyPal is safe, but I'm hoping I downloaded from the right spot. I think I did, because that's their website. So yep, help about MyPal, and I believe this is the latest version, but we can check for updates. But I really think this is cool how there's still a browser. I believe it's based on Firefox, as you can see. So we have some websites, Wikipedia and Reddit. Let's try and go to them and actually see if they load on here, because, you know, they're the two top sites. So Wikipedia, that loads, and we'll try Reddit and see if Reddit loads. And after that, let's try like a few other basic websites like YouTube or Twitter, things like that, just to see how it is. So it's having a little trouble loading Reddit right now. I don't know, because I know Reddit was having issues today. Yeah, Reddit's having some issues today. Let's go to Reddit status, because earlier I clicked on a Reddit link and it wasn't letting me on my main system either. Oh wow, all systems operational. Are you sure about that? Because look at this. Elevated API errors. It says it's been resolved saying that they were experiencing an elevated level of API errors. But what is this? Oh, it's already gone because I clicked on the link. But there was an API error. Like, seriously, Reddit? Like, look at this. There's an error right here. Ow! Exclamation point. I like that, Reddit. That's really cool. Let's try and reload the page and see if it gets anywhere. But like, yeah, Reddit's been having issues. I don't think this is due to Vista, because like I said, this happened on my system too, and the fact that their status page also says there's an issue. Oh, it's loading now. Okay. So Reddit actually loads now, as you guys can see. It's going a bit slow because this is on Windows Vista, keep that in mind. But the fact we can web browse on Windows Vista is just amazing. Like, this is just really cool. Yeah, it's really slow, but like, it'll do it, you know? It'll web browse. It's fine. I don't know if that video is gonna play or not, but I don't want to kill it, so I'm gonna close Reddit. Let's try Twitter. Let's try my Twitter. I don't know if this is gonna take me to my Twitter, but we'll try it. I think it will. But this is like really slow. I mean, kinda slow. But I'm gonna say this, it's the computer. It's not necessarily Vista. Like, keep in mind what we're working with. I know I've showed the specs many times, but you know, this processor, genuine Intel, I believe, yeah, it's a Pentium. It's, you know, it's struggling. And 2 gigs of RAM, which I might actually upgrade the RAM, maybe, but again, I might not even keep the computer. But it is loading Twitter. It's loaded my Twitter. However, the images didn't completely load. I mean, some of them loaded, unless they're still loading, but, you know, it's actually usable. I'm quite impressed. Oh yeah, they are loading. They're just loading really slowly, but they are indeed loading on here. So I will have to say that. Okay, go away. It's making me sign up even though I already have a Twitter. I'm not going to sign into my Twitter account on Vista. Let's try YouTube. Now, the likely of this playing a video, after it loads this, I'll try my channel and try and play like one of my videos and just see if it works. But I doubt it's actually going to be able to play it. I mean, maybe a newer Vista system would be able to play it, but I certainly don't think this can. We could try, though. So, we are loading it. But I will say, yeah, it's loading. And if I click on a video, we'll just click on this reading insider bugs and see if it loads the video. It's playing an ad, so I'm just gonna mute the ad. But let's see if the comment section loads. It's kind of loading. Also, thanks for the comment. Nice to wake up and see that I uploaded. Yeah, thanks for that. You get a shout out in this video. Yes, the title was boring, this person said. I did correct the title to make it less boring, and they said it's good. And now someone's asking what it was, but I can't reply on this computer because I'm not signed in, but I will say, no, I don't need YouTube TV. Go away. But yeah, I'll go reply to these comments later, but I will say, let's see if it actually loads, so I'll unmute it. No way it's playing. No way, it's actually playing the video. There's no way. Wow, it's actually, let's go to full screen. Let's full screen it. I don't know if it's like laggy or not, because this video doesn't have a lot of movement in it, but it's working. Let's see. It seems like it's fine, actually. It's just a little laggy, but it's watchable. What is this running out? Okay, it's 480p, but it's actually watchable, so you can use Vista for watching YouTube. Even an older computer. That's actually really surprising. Let's try to go to one of these beta licky links. Let's just see. Wow, yeah. It's loading. We're browsing the internet on Windows Vista, guys. This is awesome. You know, let's open up another tab. We got a lot of tabs running. Software that still supports Windows Vista. The Vista application compatibility update? What is this? I want to see this. This is from 2007. Huh? If you want to immediately install it's an update? I probably already have the update installed, but applications that improve support. Wow, these are some old programs, aren't they? Wow. Ew, not this program. LimeWire got us a lot of viruses back in the day. I think it's gone now, though. Wow. I didn't even know they released an update for compatibility. I'm just trying to look up software that supports Vista still, and I got this page for some reason. You know, let's actually go to Microsoft's website just directly, because I want to see what it says about us running Vista. I'm gonna laugh if it comments on that. Wow, it's not even commenting on us running Vista. That's kind of funny, but it's just the normal Microsoft website. That's actually very surprising. So maybe we should go to their support page, which we were already on, but support.microsoft.com. Let's just try that. Oh, it just brought us to Microsoft support, and it's talking about Windows 11, which I am not surprised it's talking about Windows 11. They want everyone to run Windows 11, even though a good majority of computers cannot run it. Like, over 90% of computers can't even run Windows 11. Probably even more than that can't run Windows 11. Okay, let's try and get back to where we were, because I actually want to run some programs. Running modern software on Vista. There's a video on it, but that's modern software. I want to know what software still runs on Windows Vista. You know? I'm not even sure if I could get a ton of them right now, because I'm not really finding very many. Look, I'm not finding any links that have any old software, which is what I was hoping to find when searching this. You know, I might actually make a future video of installing a ton of software on Vista, and I might end the adventure here because, you know, the thing is that I've had fun making this, and I will say, let's just see how much usage we're using actually right now. So we have 69 processes, 8% CPU, now 19, 69% physical memory. Wow, the same number, that's funny. We're using a lot of memory. Then again, 1 gig isn't really much. But in today's standards, any computer uses more than a gig. Even just Windows being booted, it uses 3 or 4 gigs of RAM a lot of the time. At least for me, it does. You know, I actually want to open this Acer Empowering Technology program. I want to see what this is. It's running, but I don't even see it, so... Will it open? Wow, it's not even opening. That's very funny. I think it was this thing, but it might be this thing. What in the world is that? Oh, this is really old looking. The resolution's awful. System. Let's click the setting icon. Oh, this is cool. It gives you information about your computer. Wow. Well, this is information about the computer that I've not really shown all of, if you want to see it. It's not that interesting. I mean, it's kind of interesting because I've never seen this before. Processor information, memory information, and it even says the DDR. That's helpful, because now if I can look for some DDR2 and throw it in here. I feel like the system would run better if it had more RAM in it. BIOS, network stuff. You know, this is all useful information actually, especially for like the tech geeks. They might be interested in looking at this stuff. The audio, not very specific though. The video, so we've got the exact the exact information. If I can scroll this over. That's amazing. That's a long name. That means if we had desktop info on here, it would probably use this big, huge, long name. But I'm probably not going to bother putting it on here. Plus, my version is 64-bit, and this is 32. So, I just saw this recording is about to be like 15 minutes, meaning the video is going to be like an hour and 15 minutes, so I think I'm going to leave it off here. I will say I'm very impressed with what Vista can do. It can actually still web browse. I might install software in a future video, just leave some software below, and I probably will end up making a video on testing software if you guys give me a list of software, and I will test things on here and see what can run. Now, I would install the extended kernel, but unfortunately that's 64-bit only, I'm pretty sure, meaning it cannot run the extended kernel, so we're stuck with 32-bit, unfortunately. But I still feel like that's going to be useful, you know, to be able to install stuff on here. Even though we can't install the kernel, we can at least maybe install some older programs. You know, I know a lot of the newer, most modern software isn't going to run on it. However, the older software shouldn't have any issues with that. So, I guess that's the benefit. And, you know, we do have a lot of stuff on here, which is great. But I didn't go through everything, but I did go through some things. And I know this part was a lot about updating the computer, but that's because updating takes so long to do, and it's a hassle, but it's what you gotta do, you know? You gotta always update your system after you install it. And the thing about Windows 10 and 11 is it always wants to reboot before the update's even done installing, and I have to wait for them to all say pending restart, otherwise I might reboot it while it's mid-installing an update, you know? Which, I don't know why they do that, but it's just really weird. But anyway, I'm gonna end this adventure. I think I'll upload this a day apart from the other one, meaning this one will probably go up a day after the other one. That's what I'm thinking of doing, so that way it's not too far apart and you guys will still have time to watch the first one, and then even if you haven't watched the first one yet, you'll be able to watch the second one right after, because since it's a day apart, I think that's better, so that way if people want to keep watching, they can. So I'm going to shut this system down. Before I do, though, let's just do one more system info. I will say, though, the computer's actually usable, especially for being a Pentium, and probably because it's 32-bit, if I have to guess, and it's more than a gig of RAM. It's at least 2 gigs. I feel like 1 gig on Vista is really pushing it. It's just not good. Like that other E-machines I had was 1 gig, and that just was not enough, and it was super slow. And I think it was 64-bit too, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe it was 32. I actually don't remember, to be honest, but it might have been actually 32, but I can't remember. Although I know that computer, I think, does support 64. Might support it. I don't know. But we're back with our system info, and we installed it, which was September 17th, and it's almost a month after now, because it's October 10th. You know what's funny? The BIOS version is Christmas Day of 2006, which I find that pretty funny, actually. I bet the BIOS needs to be updated because it's definitely out of date. I have a feeling there had to have been a newer BIOS than that. And we'll see if these updates are the same if we compare system info from the other one. I'm not going to put a screenshot because I don't really have time to do that right now, but maybe I'll go back and compare and see if we have 248, and if we do, then there's a high chance we have like all the updates installed, so that's a good thing. I'm pretty sure it's mostly up to date. It's just that .NET that won't install because of the SHA stuff, I believe. But I will fix that later. This is not my top priority right now. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and bye-bye for now.